This is your WW3 news. This is basically the Italian news in the last few days. Articles of individuals, illegals, or foreigners which have committed criminal offences against the Italians. And I think any Western country you go, immigrants involved in crime, especially violent crimes, is on increase. But as my brother said, the mass media tends to, not to mention it, not to disturb or spook people. It's a very serious problem, and hiding one's head under the sand like certain animals do won't help. It only makes things worse. Like in United Kingdom here in Italy, we have the same problems, but more different types of ethnic. They commit criminal offences. And last not least, a person who works at Bologna, who works in Italian Railways, the Ferrovie dello Stato, or Ferrovie as known as, which they call them capotreno, the person who's in charge of the train, basically, or the station of that train. He was murdered in cold blood, and they discovered it was a 36-year-old Croatian citizen, which has a criminal record behind his back here in Italy, and probably already done some time as well. And probably he had the so-called expulsion order on his head. There was another case of a young girl called Aurora. She was murdered by, I think, some chap from North Africa, which he had 2 expulsion orders on his head, 2, and a criminal record regarding violence on women. Practically, this person was following her, grooming her, because obviously the Italian police released closed-circuit TV stills of this person following this girl. And obviously, I don't know the details about it, but he murdered her because he couldn't get on with her. She wouldn't give it to him. And this is a problem with these so-called migrants who don't have no title to be here, or they have no occupation. They dedicate themselves to crime. It's everyday order. Milano, a 15-year-old got stabbed to death because he found himself, one of his friends was being mugged. He defended this person, and he got stabbed to death by a North African chap. Yes, you can probably imagine criminal records, no expulsion order in this case. People understand, even the institution not understand, these people who loiter around all day, like the episode we've seen in Milano at Firenze, when they start drinking and start kicking off, they become very dangerous. And the bystanders, innocent bystanders, just all of a sudden get involved. Victims, they are prey to these imported criminals. Whoever comes in any nation, laws regarding immigration, they have to be really tough. For example, in America, you may not like what they do there, but they begin to resolve a problem. They make it more tough for certain nationalities to obtain a visa, and those who are anti-American or anti-West. This is our problem. We have first and second generation immigrants which are anti-West. They hate the nation and the state that they are hosting. They hate that society. They hate the history, the culture, and the people. And these people, they dedicate themselves to follow Western fashion, eating and dressing, and other Western customs. I say to myself, if you hate a country, it's best you fuck off where you came from, basically. Because my brother, I was talking to him on WhatsApp regarding the situation in the United Kingdom and illegals in there, and the press is covering up as well. In Denmark, these people are not grouped up in huge numbers to create ghettos. Like, for example, my brother told me, if you go to Luton, they're all Islamics down there, and then other major cities in the Midlands, Bradfords, places like that, they are full to the brim with these people. It's a world apart. It's a no-go area for no one. Probably not even for the coppers that can even set foot. And these people must say, "Oh, you need permission to enter here." This goes to show these people have no respect for the country who they host and towards the locals. Can understand there are communities which integrate perfectly. They do not create any problems. They are integrating the community itself. They contribute in society as well. No problem. Like here in Italy, we've got the lefties saying, "Oh, we need immigrants to pay the pensions for elders." Strangely, 90% of them are on the dole and scrounging welfare. And since they set foot in Italy, and they've even done one decent day of work, I should say. This is the reality. And then afterwards, you got these people who've got nothing else to do. They go around, loitering around places, betting shops, bars. When they, like I said before, when they start drinking, they just lose control and they don't know what they're doing. Because they're probably, they're not used to drinking so much alcohol like in the West, in some countries. Certain populations, they're used to drinking alcohol, and they can drink a certain amount. Mind is not justifiable. One behaves in such a manner, and these are the problems we have in the West, in each European country. And I always said, it's always the lefties that are inciting these people, encouraging them, bringing them here, our poor refugees, looking for asylum seekers. Most of these people are economical immigrants. They think they can go through the status of so-called fake refugee or fake asylum seeker to avoid due process for obtaining a visa, because if you got a working visa, you must have a job already where you go to. They don't grant you those things for nothing. Therefore, you know, it's more easier, more better, and there you are. They're not genuine refugees or asylum seekers and stuff like that. They're just people which see the West as an opportunity to exploit in a story. It's not exactly they can integrate in society, working hard, respecting, you know, the rules of that place and even the people as well. Because when you don't start respecting the rules and you start thinking, oh, I can do what fucking I want, Jack the Lad and all that shit, I don't think certain people will take that down pretty well. A bit like this thing which I'm going to round off this video. Somalian chap, I don't know what part of Italy, he tried to groom a young girl, local girl. I don't know the town, name of the town, I don't remember. He didn't get away with it. Before the coppers came, the locals gave him a good old lesson. So there's more to these people. If the coppers don't get you, if the locals have half a chance and have 5 minutes with you, I don't think you'll come out on your two legs walking out of that situation. They'll probably find you half dead, probably. It's not exactly unwanted sight people taking the law into their own hands. It's the powers that be, the establishment, law enforcement. The laws are there, applicate them. Don't bother chasing behind us to fine us for every single chicken shit while these people are scot-free to do where they fucking like. This is another reality in each Western country. Like in Italy, like in the United Kingdom.